Hey, what's up? My name is Bryn. I'm an event industry expert. I've been in the industry for 15 years, working behind the scenes, both in touring, corporate events, experiential events, and today we are looking at a video that I saw posted up by James Hype. Now, I've seen his show many times, both mainly in London, actually. Yeah, I've seen him play with Medusa before at Drum Sheds. I've seen him play at his own show in somewhere in East London. I can't remember. But anyways, we're here today to watch this video about how much it costs to be a big DJ and sort of break it down and maybe offer some industry insights that, you know, maybe he might or might not share. So let's get into it.
$1,000 US. We are building the biggest sync setup for a rehearsal.
Good to go.
You seem more sure than I do. I didn't understand what goes into a proper live show until very recently. I just hope at the end of it, it's all worth it.
James.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into a live show beyond.
You're about to see behind the scenes. We've got this whole studio behind us. It's actually massive inside, and we are building the biggest sync setup for a rehearsal that we have to this day. Now, if you guys don't already know, Sync is my brand new live show that we've created from scratch. And essentially what we're doing is allowing the decks to control the visuals and the screens in real time. It looks like this.
Baseline kicking, yes. Baseline kicking, yes. Baseline kicking, yes. Baseline kicking, yes. I'm grooving. Baseline kicking, yes. Baseline kicking, yes. Baseline kicking, yes. Baseline kicking, yes. I'm grooving.
So the whole crew are building this setup in there. I can't wait to show you it because it's massive. And then we're going to do some run-throughs and practice everything ready for the shows in Ibiza this summer and in New York at the Brooklyn Mirage. But I've actually got somewhere really exciting that we have to go right now for a big announcement regarding Sync.
Okay, so first of all, doing that, what he was talking about there is basically him controlling the LED screens with the decks. That's not something new. Like, that's something that's actually been done many times before. And it's not to get too complicated, but it's essentially sending what's called a MIDI signal to particular pairs of software, and then those software in turn triggering clips inside a media server to do whatever you want it to do. I'm simplifying that process a hell of a lot, but essentially that is what it is doing. And at the end of the day, like any video content, the how you get really good video content is not so much how you trigger it, it's what you're actually triggering, in my opinion. It's the actual content itself, the actual videos itself. You can have someone doing, you know, on timing video, VJing and all of that, but if the content's no good, then you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? So I haven't seen his show because it's only just come out. He's only just started playing it as of the timing of the recording of this video. But, you know, if the content's good, I'm sure it will be a very entertaining show because it adds a little bit more live element and a little bit more synchronization. Ironically, that's why he's called it Sync, between the video content and the live performance.
I've got gifts. I forgot I bought gifts. Well, so I got this one for you.
You got that for me? Oh, nice.
Keep you entertained.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man.
Colouring book.
Thanks, mate.
And then obviously for Ash I got It's a Rich Man's World. Wild. You know, he likes to read about himself. So yeah.
Can't carry it.
I got you this.
I literally can't carry it.
Some light reading.
I literally can't carry it.
You'll figure out a way.
That's so ungrateful.
Isn't he? I buy him gifts and this is how he reacts.
Yes, I am.
So that's the James Hype's tour manager.
That's well harsh.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it looks like what they've done there is they've obviously hired out a space, they've hired out a studio, they've built a stage there, obviously, made out a steel deck, and they've put some sort of pixel lines or pixel bars, LED bars, that's going to be connected to the lighting console on the bottom sort of center there. That's the Grandam A3 full size. So I did a thing on Zed and a reaction to Zed's where they used a Grandam A3 Lite. They're using a Grandam A3 full size. And they've obviously got the media servers on the right-hand side there. And, you know, they'll have obviously the stage with the LED sort of booth that they've created there. I'd be interested to know what type of LED screen they're using for the stage, because it's not obviously it's a type of LED DJ booth where they're able to put decks on top of the screen. So I'd be interested to know what type that is, and if you know, let me know in the comments, because I don't have the time to reach out to his team to find out. But yeah, I'd be interested to know that. And yeah, it looks like they've also got some camera controller as well down on the desk. So they're using some sort of cameras. But yeah, this obviously takes a lot of time to set this sort of stuff up. And obviously the artist isn't getting paid for rehearsals.
I have got something sick to show you. So if you guys have been following closely, then you'll know we've already announced the first Sync show in New York. We've already announced the Sync residency in Ibiza, and people have been asking, when are you going to do Sync in London? And to tell the truth, we've been looking for the right space to do it, and this is about to be the first look at the right space to do it. Should we go upstairs or downstairs?
Tease them with upstairs.
Yeah, let's go. All right. So this place is called Magazine London, and it holds a lot of people. But the reason that I'm so excited for this venue in particular, yeah, don't show it, is because we get to have the decks in the middle of the dance floor. And that's the one thing that I always want to do with Sync. I want everyone in the room to be able to see exactly what's going on. And I think we can just make it like more of an immersive experience like that. So yeah, I'm trying to talk while walking up some stairs. Yeah, so you get an idea of this place now.
Yeah, a big space. So when they're doing headline shows, and I don't know whether James Hype has a promoter for his London show. He might be just doing it straight out, hiring a venue and just promoting the show himself. He's a big enough artist to do it himself now, which is really cool for an artist to be able to have the flexibility and the creative freedom to do that. But whenever you're running a show, it always comes down to venue selection. You know, the venue selection is such an important process because that can make or break your show. You know, it might impact how many tickets you can sell. Maybe it's too big where it looks empty because you know you can't sell enough tickets. Or it could be a technical thing where you can't build the creative experience that you want to because the venue doesn't have, doesn't have the rigging height, doesn't have the roof max weight where, the roof can only hold so much. And if you have something that you really want to put in there which requires a lot of weight, then obviously that plays into the decision-making process, especially if it's an older building, and there's plenty of older buildings and older theatre spaces in London. So, those sort of decisions impact what you can do. But this looks like an amazing big space. I don't think I've been to Magazine before, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't been to Magazine before, but this looks like an amazing space and quite a big space for what he wants to do.
It's got a sick view as well. Sort of off topic.
Sure we don't get locked out.
Yeah. So it's literally right next to the O2, a massive arena, and they got like the tube station which runs 24 hours right outside and stuff. So it's literally the perfect place for a nightclub. And yeah, we just come down here today to sort of picture what it looks like with the whole Sync setup right in the middle, and it's pretty exciting. Let's go down. It's funny when you see a venue like this totally empty because it's just like, it could be anything. But that's kind of the cool thing about it. We were talking about maybe building like platforms so that people can view better. Maybe putting a platform down that side and a platform like where we've got one at the back already. And
the reason why you would do that is so that you can have people who are able to see more of the stage. So he's saying like, oh, we're going to put a step up here and a step up here and things like that. Because when you have a room where it's completely flat, it means that there's less people that are actually going to be able to see the artist because of tall people like myself standing up. They're, all the way at the back. Whereas if you have risers and stages on the side, and they don't have to be big, they can only have to be, a foot tall or 2 foot tall, it allows people to see the DJ who might not necessarily see the DJ. I also think it looks quite cool when you have people on the sides who are dancing, everyone's having a good time. I love those ideas, and obviously he's thinking in the same direction.
the booth is going to be, I think this is the middle point right here. and we'll raise the table up as well, so obviously everyone can see what's going on. Yeah, so this is it. The first sync show in London is happening right here, November 29th. So there's a link under this video, and you can sign up for tickets now, just to make sure that you're like one of the first people to get them, because I want Moving Differently viewers to make sure that they are here. The setup's taking a bit longer than I was expecting, but this works. That's pretty much all I got, right?
Yeah, so obviously comes down to content. Blue and red flashing LED doesn't look that exciting, but when they get their content together, it will look much better.
No, I'm still waiting. Look how much. How do you foresee this first run through going?
So I think, well, first of all, we need to decide what content we're going to do for what track.
Well, there you go. They haven't even decided which content they're going to do for which track yet, which is a good thing because they probably won't show it in this video because it will ruin the show. But you know, yeah, it all comes down to content, doesn't it?
Well, maybe we stop. Maybe we stop at every transition in the run through.
If we maybe like just do like top and tails for now, of literally like start and ends of tracks, or we stop at the start and end. Okay, right, we're going to go into the this transition or whatever. We want to do this, and this is just normal content.
I mean, the set's going to take an hour for this one, so why don't we do the set and then we'll stop at points where they're going to be big sync moments.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So if we just, even if
Yeah.
we just, turn it down for now and say, okay, cool, this is just gonna be like normal content, or
Yeah. I mean, there's probably I can figure it out. There's probably about 8, 9, 10 sync moments
Sweet, okay, cool.
in the 1 hour.
DJ hit that switch because are they on hot cues, or are you doing them on cues?
They've even got comms on for rehearsals. That's pretty that's not common to have that amount of comms on for rehearsals like this, where they're still building the show. Each to their own, fair enough. I'm not part of the production team, so maybe they need it. But yeah, it is a little bit bizarre to see when they're building the show. Not because I don't really count this as rehearsals. This is more like they're actually still creating the show and they're building the show instead of actually rehearsing the show, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, they've obviously put in quite a loud sound system in there as well. So that's probably the reason why they're using comms, because they've put in quite a heavy sound system to do rehearsals with.
Which two?
Kind of has to be. I haven't got enough decks otherwise. It could be that we do it with timecode as well. So like this deck will be, this is just one thing, like there's no hot cue on that deck, and then on this deck I have to use 2 hot cues to jump between it, but this will always land at the same time.
DJ, hit that switch. DJ, hit that switch. DJ, hit that switch. DJ, hit that switch.
So the first DJ hit that switch will always be at that time. Yeah. So we could have it so that something happens at that time. When you got this much.
So yeah, when we were talking about earlier about MIDI codes, right at the start of this, when I was first explaining it, each single button on the CDJ, the deck that he's using to play his music, will be paired to a particular signal, and that's what they're discussing there. They're discussing which button he's pressing so that they can match up which signal's going where and to make it all work, and to make sure that when he presses what's called a hot cue on the CDJ, it's reflecting on the production side, on their software, it's triggering the right track and triggering the right clip inside their media server.
LED screen.
Which in this video is Resolune, by the way, which I've mentioned in previous videos. But yeah, that's Resolune, what they're using.
You can do a lot of cool things with it.
Yeah, so if you don't know what that is in reference to, there's a bit of a DJ... it's not even a beef. I think it's just a friendly banter between Deadmau5 and James Hype, and that is Joel, Deadmau5, because Joel called out James Hype for being, it's not that hard doing sync. It's not anything new, and then he's just giving him shit basically, and so obviously they're trolling him back.
So, in case you're not familiar, Deadmau5 said that you have to pre-record your set if you want it to sync to the visuals, and no part of this pre-record.
Don't think it's that funny, to be honest, but
I see it as my DNA.
It's actually kind of wild what we've built here. Like,
from a production standpoint, it's nothing new and nothing like super amazing. I have my own thoughts on this, so I'm going to hold fire, and I'm going to let him speak first.
I'm just taking a break in between rehearsals right now, but this is pretty intense. Basically, me and Joe, the production manager, we have to like understand each other, and we have to understand exactly. He needs to know, oh, James is going to do this, so that he can have the lighting desk set up for my movements on the decks. And yes, we're doing run-throughs for the Radio 1 show because that's going to be the first time that sync is seen by the public. But I just want to talk about like this place that we're in today, because I didn't understand what goes into putting on a proper live show until very recently. Today has cost me £30,000, $40,000 US. Like,
so £30,000 is, you think about it, you've got that big curved LED wall behind him on the right, you've got the LED booth, then you've also got the audio in the room, the crew, and all the content, and the DJ decks themselves. That's actually a pretty good price. Crew alone, if they've got 6 guys, 7 guys working there for the day, that's already $6,000 gone. If you rough it out about £400 per person, and you've got 10 people, that's £4,000 already. Then you've got obviously the higher cost of everything, transport costs. So sometimes, depending on which company you use, sometimes the transport cost alone is £500 up to £1,000, depending on what company you're using. And I'm not surprised it cost him £30,000. I mean, it's the salary of some people, for full-time salary for some people, gone in a day. So you'd want to hope you would recuperate that back with ticket sales and more bookings with more festivals and charging more at festivals for this particular live experience. So, I know that Deadmau5 is going back to his rival at the moment, his Cube project that he used at Ultra 2019. I think that cost him about $1 million US to start that project, to buy the custom LED panels and to get all the content working, the lighting and everything like that, and the programming time. I think that cost like 7 figures. So 30,000 is not. It's actually quite reasonable from an event perspective, from an event production perspective.
And like no one's making any money off this. This is just
so rehearsals
the
are
cost
unpaid
to bring all this stuff into the room, bring all the people, because there's so many people involved in making this happen, and it's an essential part of it, and it's just like it's what goes into putting on an incredible show, and I just hope at the end of it it's all worth it. Now when we take sync
That's a very interesting question. A lot of artists have to ponder that question now that touring is so expensive. Is my live show and the amount of money that I invest in this worth it? And am I actually going to make money back? And if you follow anything that Kate Nash is doing at the moment, she will tell you that she doesn't make money touring. And she's quite a successful big artist, so let alone smaller artists. What James has on his side and what a lot of other DJs have on their side is that they don't need a tour with bands. They are the band. They are just DJs pushing buttons, so their production costs are relatively quite small, unless they're doing a big show like this where they're bringing in their own production in and their own teams. We're going back to the crew point you was making before, how many crew are required to build this. So from a lighting perspective, I mean, it doesn't look like they're doing much lighting, but you would have maybe 3 to 4 guys setting up lighting. You'd probably have about 8 guys, 5 to 8 guys, depending on how quickly you want it to get it built. 5 to 8 guys building the LED alone. If you wanted to get this in like 2 hours or 3 hours, you'd have, quite a few people trying to build just the panels and build the LED walls, and then build someone to do the media servers and the video process. the list goes on, and it's a lot of people, and that's the people that are on site. That's not including the warehouse, not including the salespeople, not including any of the HR people that work behind the scenes in the warehouses, back in the offices, who are selling this equipment. It's a lot more people than what people. There's a lot more people involved than what the majority of the general public know about that goes into making these events happen.
To Ibiza in the summer, we wanted to make sure that we could capture it amazingly, because you can't just have like Wallace standing behind me with a camera, because then you won't see the sync show. Like, the show's designed to be seen from the crowd. So what we're going to do is we've got these PTZ cameras, and we're going to mount them all around the club in height. In fact, that's what they look like.
PTZ stands for Pan Tilt Zoom, which means that they do all of the camera work without having a camera operator behind it. So these little buggers will sit wherever you want them to put. You can rig them into truss, you can put them on a flat surface. You can see there it's all got audio in, and it's got, obviously you can run power straight to it, so it's not off batteries, and you got SDI out, I think. No, that's time code. Oh, it's got time code on it. Okay. But yeah, it's got SDI out. It's got 2 SDI outs, and you can run all of the signal to it and run it like a camera, like you would any other camera, except that you have to operate it by a little joystick, in a control booth somewhere. So it's a option for you to run cameras without having a physical camera operator behind it, and still allow it to move around the room and do all different things, opposed to just having a static fixed camera, which is pretty useless in this day and age of content.
It's like a camera that can move by itself, and then there's like a control for it, which is here.
I pointed that out at the start of the video.
All get recorded into all of these racks.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of recorders. I think they're recording every single camera separately, by the looks of it, opposed to someone recording it on the fly and just doing it into one. But yeah, if they've got multiple PTZ cameras and they've got a rack that big, because there's usually, if you've got one source, you want to have a backup as well. So I was expecting 2, but if you're recording all the cameras at once, then you're going to have a recorder for each individual camera, which is really good for post, editing.
And then, so Wallace gets to sit down and not jump around with a camera all night. So I don't really know how I feel about that. I still have to jump around.
Big shoes.
What are we thinking about these shoes? They remind me of the bit that comes out of an air conditioner, like the filter. So after today, what do you think we've got left to go over to be ready for this Liverpool show?
I think this possibly needs finishing. I don't think this is quite show ready.
No, it's done.
It's fine, mate.
Should be right.
We should need to practice a few bits of the set and perfect them, and then the visuals, finish, get some of the content made.
Get it all lined up.
Get it all lined up, and then good to go.
You seem more sure than I do.
To be honest, the show's not that technical. There is a bit of a tech element to it, but there are much more technical heavy shows out there. So that's why he's probably as confident, because Joe's probably got the experience of running more complex setups, where he feels confident in running something like this.
Wallace, come here. Yeah. I think we're... What? No. Rush, Joe, thank you for everything today.
Thank you.
It's been a bit of a mission, but I think we're a bit closer to having the show ready.
I have a good feeling about it.
How do you find the PTZ cameras?
I mean, I'm going to miss jumping around on stage, but...
Bro, I'm going to miss you jumping around on stage.
Have you seen him in the move at Sync?
Yeah.
Shapes all over the place. On a controller like that.
I'm not going to give it a chance.
Hit the
You have to watch it live.
Give me Shakira.
We're moving. So that brings us to the end of a fire episode of Moving Differently. Don't forget, tickets are on sale right now for Sync in New York and for Sync in Ibiza. The links are underneath here, and you can sign up for tickets to the first Sync London show right now. Keep streaming, don't wake me up. Who does this?
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my reactions to his new live show and what it costs to be a big DJ. Yeah, summary points is that, yeah, it costs a lot to rehearse. If you want to upgrade your shows, then yeah, you do need to invest in that time, energy to create those experiences. And a lot of the time, it is a risk. And in terms of the complexity of the show based on the video, not really that complex, to be perfectly honest. It's not something that hasn't been done before. And if, Deadmau5 can play Elder Skyrim or whatever he was playing on the CDJ, then, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much doable by anyone. But, yeah, obviously it just needs that little bit of expertise. And as always, you just need to have decent content. Content rules all. If your video content on your screen is trash, then the show's going to be trash. Yeah, you need a bit more than just flashing blue and red. However, in a dark nightclub, also could be kind of cool. I don't know. Haven't seen the show. I think if it's anything that what I think it would be like, I think it will be cool because for a DJ, because it's something different. I think it will be a great show because James's shows are usually quite entertaining, and I think his crowds are really going to like it. So, yeah, I mean, from a tech perspective, don't think it's that complicated. From a performance perspective, I think it's going to look cool. Not many DJs do MIDI controlled decks. It's because it's a lot of screwing around. To be very honest, if I was in his position, I probably wouldn't have gone down the route of doing MIDI controlled decks. I would have gone down the route of getting live performance and having a really amazing stage design, opposed to just a screen behind him with a deck in the middle. The LED bench is kind of cool. I kind of like that idea. But I don't think, from just looking at it based on this video only, so I'm only looking at this video so far, I think for me, I would have gone for a more bigger stage design. And even with the money that he's spent on this, I probably would have gone more along the lighting route. Maybe because I'm an ex-lighting guy, but yeah, I would have incorporated more lighting into the stage design. Not necessarily, I mean, there's going to be lighting there at the club, no joke, but there will be. But I think that for me, I'm more of a visual set design, which is a little bit different, whereas a combination of both lighting, LED together, opposed to whereas this is just solely video, mostly. That's the draw. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think it'll be a good show? Do you think it'll be a bad show? Did you get something out of this as well? Let me know. Like, I don't want to keep doing these videos if people aren't learning something new about the industry. I do these to educate people about the behind the scenes and what goes on behind the scenes in the event industry. I tend to focus more on music because people want to know more about festivals and concerts and stuff more than corporate events and experiential events and things like that. So I do focus a little bit more on the music side. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if you're excited to see the show, whether you think it will be a good show, maybe it will be a bad show, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will attempt to answer them to the best of my ability. Anyways, my name is Bryn, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you later. Goodbye.